Hi, everybody. It's Wendy from Ask the Landlady. I'm here with all the tips and tricks to help you make a profit in real estate rentals. Hit subscribe. That way I can keep doing these videos and bringing them to you. And definitely check out my books on Amazon for more information than I can go into in the space of just a few minutes that we have right now. So today's question is, what do you need to consider when you go to sell your rental properties? Okay, this is something important for all real estate investors, which is to know what is your end game? What is your goal at the end of this? I know some people who buy these and then they sell them to fund their retirement, or they sell them to pay for college, or to get a new car, or they get sick and tired of it and they want out of the game. But you don't want to panic, right? Because there are some factors that you need to keep in mind. I'm a holder, so I'm going to keep them because once I sell them, I've lost my money making machine. Sure, you get a little payday here if you've made some money on it, but then there's no more money that can keep coming in. Now, that being said, there are a lot of legitimate reasons why you do want to unload them. It's getting to be a hassle. You're moving from the area. You want to retire. You deserve it. I get it. All sorts of good, valid reasons. So there's a couple factors you want to keep in mind when you do go to sell your rental property. And that is, number one, you want to get the best price, right, for your asset. And number two, you got to consider those pesky things called taxes. So first of all, number one, how do you get the best price for it? Great question. It depends on your place, where you're at, and what you're doing with the property, whether or not you've got a great tenant in there and it's definitely a fourplex. Well, you're going to probably sell to another real estate investor, right? So you might already know someone in your area and you can start telling them. That way you don't have to pay a real estate commission on it and do those types of things. Now, maybe you have a single family home though, and it's maybe a subpar tenant. Maybe you want to move them out, upgrade it, and make it look great for somebody who wants to come in and actually buy a home. And you might make more money doing it that way than selling it as a subpar rental with a bad tenant in it. So there's some factors you have to do on there to make sure it has the curb appeal, that type of thing. If it's definitely a real estate investment, it's a duplex, triplex, whatever, then you're going to probably be looking for your real estate investors. And if you can avoid going through and paying a commission to somebody, that's a great idea too. Now, that being said, if it is going to be more of a single family home issue, or you want the hassle of not having to show it, that type of thing, then definitely hire an agent and somebody who can try to get you that best price. It maybe has better connections than you do in order to get that price that you want. Now, say you bought this house for $80,000 and you're going to turn around and sell it for $100,000. Well, you have made $20,000, right? So the government's going to come in and want their piece of the pie there, as far as what you've gained in value and what you've made in profit. That does not, irrespective of what you've rented that over the years. It's clearly just the asset. I don't know what word I'm trying to think of, that they're looking at in terms of, has it gone up in value, and have you made more money? Then we want to tax that. So very savvy people who are doing this will think of some other schemes to do that. If you've lived in it for a year or two, then there's some ways that you can not pay taxes at all because it was a primary residence for you at some point in time. So if you've had the luxury of, you lived in that duplex and then you moved out, great. You're not going to be beholden to that. Some people do a 1031. They'll buy some other asset that'll do that. Maybe I know the person I bought my complexes from wanted the money so that he could buy property to put like Dollar Generals on and rent to those and get out of doing residential. And so that money he could just turn over into the 1031 exchange and not pay on the property made off of me in order to fund his next venture. So that's something that you want to maybe keep in mind. You may do something like what my in-laws have done, where they have several rental properties and they're selling them on land contract, which is a great way. They're getting their money back every month from people who are renting them, and they're lessening their tax burden. Also, they are in retirement age, so they're paying at a less bracket for what they're making every month, because right now it's still clearly like a rental as they go through that system. Now, what you want to do is definitely consult your accountant. So those are the two factors, but really the main factor is you're the only one who knows your financial situation, as well as a certified public accountant who can then go into them, say, here's what I'm thinking about doing, and they can tell you what the tax ramifications would be. When I considered selling a building, I know, shocker, I'm a holder, but I had considered selling a couple of my buildings. I went to my accountant and said, what's going to be my tax burden on this? And when she told me, I was like, okay, well, never mind, I'll just keep them. So that's something you want to do before you go out there, and not find out halfway through the deal that you're going to be on the you're going to owe a lot of money that with a few other steps you could have tried to minimize, by maybe doing land contract or 1031 exchange, or go and live in it for a while and then sell it. All sorts of different things that you can do to lessen that tax burden, because at the end of the day, it's not easy being a landlady or landlord, right? And we're all in this together. So hope you've learned something, and I hope you hit subscribe. And if you're considering selling, throw me a comment. I'd love to hear about where you're selling, and maybe we can spread the word for you and get you a good profit in real estate rentals. Have a great day.